Well, I just want to say that we got to do better for ourselves and for our children. We have to do better. And remember, school's out. Please watch for the babies. It would be wonderful for all our children to start the new year. It's a sad thing that our kids are suffering the way they are because adults are not acting like adults. Yes, and I would like to talk about forgiveness and forget. It's a hard thing to do, but it can be done, and you have to do it for yourself, not for nobody else. Like I was talking about my sister, getting back in touch with my sister. Getting in touch with my sister after I found out she was in the hospital. I hadn't talked to her in about maybe 2 years. Um, but you hear it. Only time you hear something is bad, mostly. Like they don't know what's good, how to express good stuff you proud of. I have never had a sister call me and say my son or my daughter won the. My kids. I got one kid that because I'm always there. But the rest of my kids, I've never heard them call. I've never heard them say my daughter or my son did a good job doing anything. Hello, him. Hope you're doing fine today. So, guess who's coming to dinner? Forgiveness and forget. I've had my sister tell me that a lot of times. Why don't you just forget it? No, you have to forgive first, and then you forget. How is your day going so far? Oh, it's going good. It's going great. You know what makes my day is when I wake up and all my loved ones are safe and sound, and it's a good day. It's a good day. Um, my the reason why I talk about my family a lot is because they won't let me forgive them, and they won't forgive me because you can't forgive somebody without at first identifying the issue and then talking about it, and then shake hands, hug, or whatever, and go on, and then forget about it. And you can't. I'm not saying you will never think about it again, but you will not let it stumble you. You won't let it be an obstacle. Just like my sister, I called her and we was talking, and I called her to see how she's doing. But not once have she called me and asked me how I'm doing. Like I said, it was 2 years before I finally mustered up enough courage to call her, because I know me. I know I'm going to bring up something that's going to piss her off, and she's going to start hollering at me, and then a wall will be back up. because I want to know, why are we so dysfunctional? I want to know why you don't like me. But I mean, I'm sure even if I don't know, even if I did something to you and you did something to me, why we can't just forgive and forget? And I know since I've been talking to her, I've been trying not to think about stuff that happened in the past, but it still hurt. And it's the same way that we have to do with America. We have to forgive America and forget, because all we doing is keeping the pot of hate boiling. Why? Why do we have to lose our lives? Why do we have to go to prison and go to jail because of misinformation? Just like what's going on right now. I know people get tired of being treated so badly. What can you do about it? I've always said protesting doesn't help. You really have to eternally fight. And the only way we're going to beat this system is to stop being part of the system. Stop giving them what they want. Stop buying their stuff. They can't take unity. That's why I like every time I look at the Planet of the Apes, I think about that's the only way you're going to do it. You're going to have to rise up and be one. Because there's a lot of things. I'm going to tell you what I hate. I hate the things that I know. And I know one day it will be my last. I know one day my children will be gone one day. And theirs. And theirs. That's the only thing we should hate. But with all these hate groups around here, they hate people. I know the Europeans will never change. No, they won't. That's why the only way we're going to beat them is to distance ourselves from them. We made the biggest mistake when we started doing what they did. Everything they did, we should have did the opposite. But of course, we missed that boat. I know that the world survival depends on the Africans to go back to their rightful place. And that would not happen. In my great, great, great children's lifetime, this is stuff that I know. I'm not saying that it won't happen, but I know my kids will probably never see it. I wish you were beautiful. Thank you. Um, and I know that blood will be shed to achieve this phenomenon. Because that's all these Europeans know is bloodshed. And if you look at them, and you if you look at all their movies and all their shows and all their education, it all boils down to bloodshed to achieve what they want. Because they're so dishonest and so untrustworthy, you can't believe nothing they say. Because everything they say, they take it back. Just like with the government stuff that they put in place, now they want to take it back. Now they want to fire people because they hired them because they were they claim to be DEI. Oh boy. But what we have to do, if we don't start forgiving, one day, it's going to happen. Just think about it. 200-300 years from now, are we still going to be talking about slavery? Are we going to still be talking about the Holocaust? Are we still going to be talking about October 19th, that day that happened to Jews? The Jews and the Palestinians, they've been fighting for over 2,000 years. What the hell? It's got to end sooner or later. We have to start living for the future. We have to start making our words matter. How many times a day do you ever say, I will? Or say kind words to people? It's amazing how people can use words against themselves. Like I was saying yesterday on the video, I'm on this dating site, and this woman got on my profile for some reason and want to pick out a picture and gonna ask, and then gonna write, "Are you a clown?" I thought black people already had color. Like, really? Where did that come from? And she picked out this picture of me with my green lipstick on, and I had a hat on and whatever. I don't know, but you know what? I didn't respond. Why should I respond to you? I know I'm not a clown. I don't know what you are, but I'm not going to talk about you just because you went out of your day. You. Um, to say that, which, why? What do you achieve? Let your words be meaningful. Collins, that's why we have to start talking to kind, nice people so we could also say nice and kind things. Because you look on YouTube, all you hear is that so and so and so, that I hate him, that so and so, that, now they call them protesters insurrectionists. Like, really? Only time I've seen an insurrectionist in my life here in America was on January the 6th. But to them, that was a peaceful protest. That's why we have to get away from these Europeans, because they will have you so mixed up in the head, you won't know what's up and what's down. Now, to live for the future, this is what I put now. Make plans. Have ideas for the next day. Have ideas for the weekend. Be optimistic. Are we being optimistic? Can we be optimistic, really? I think since November the 4th of 2024, optimistic kind of went out the window. We can't really look to the MAGA people for friendship, hope, optimistic, because they are the saddest people I've ever known. I think they are sadder than ever lived. I've never seen a MAGA person smile unless they smiling about tripping somebody or seeing somebody fall. Just like that picture that's going around of Trump falling. You know, it happens to everybody. And it happens to everybody. But when you have a camera following you practically everywhere you go, you're going to see them trip. Why is it such a big deal? Because it generates revenue. It gets likes. It gets people into their feelings. And just like when they showed these celebrities falling or a model falling, it's like I can't count the times I didn't fail. I used to fall every winter. Right now, I'm trying my best not to fall, cause getting up ain't that easy no more. But then when they had that picture of Trump falling up the stairs, but then when Biden did it, you seen it on TV all day. I mean, it's a shame. It's a shame. Why are they so enthused about? Oh, let's see. Where was I at? I don't know how I got off. Save money. Meditation. Avoid fears. We're going to have to leave fear alone. You can't live for the future living in fear. You can't do it. I know. I did it. I let fear stop me from doing a lot of things that I'm doing now. I had a fear of flying. I should have been all kind of places, but I had a fear of flying. Now I didn't float. I don't know how many times, but I won't be flying no more. As long as that thing is in the office. Have a conscience of consequences. That is very important when you're living for the future, because you're going to think about what you're doing before you do it. And make a list of tasks. Do we do that? And exercise is good. I just came here to spread some positivity. You seem nice and you have good mentally. I'm a part of the youth, but I respect elders like you. That's good. That's good. Respecting your elders. We have gotten away from that for some reason. It all boils down to when we was forced to associate with the Europeans, because that's not in there. They don't do that. What I've noticed about the Europeans, they don't respect the elders. They their kids. They don't care about their kids. I mean, they don't. They send them off to schools, and and our culture always been respecting our elders. We reverend our elders. We love them. We take care of them, and we give them our all. But now that's hard to do because a lot of parents, they don't care if you respect them or not. And we have to join future groups. Is there any groups we can join? Back in the early 19th century, they had women groups all over the place. They had men groups. They had clubs that people can go that didn't have nothing to do with religion or political. It's just a place where men and women go to talk about different things. It can get political, it can get religious, but that is not the main goal. And turn off social media. It's hard. I think a lot of us have gotten addicted to social media. And don't complain. Create good habits. Be more nutrient awareness. Have a healthy diet. You know how these people that got rich off of us eating their junk food? Rich. A bag of chips is almost a meal. A bag of chips, you could spend up to $6 to $7 on a bag of chips. $3, close to $4 for a candy bar. Get back to nature. When was the last time you did a nature walk? Or just walked and just took in the wonderful nature? Teach our kids about nature. Show them ants and bees, and talk about, take them to the zoo. And watch your thoughts. Yeah. Sometimes you have to stop thinking about the past. Past is gone. There's nothing you can do about it. And take control of every aspect of your life. Don't let nobody control your life. Bored Panda, yo. Don't let nobody control your life or control your thoughts. And listen to what they're saying. And see what they're doing. And most of all, think about what you get ready to say before you say it, because you can't take words back. And always try to say something the way you would want somebody to say it to you. That's what I like to do. I like to put my demands in a way that I would want somebody to talk to me. Because I don't like nobody talking to me any kind of way. I get that one thing that really gets me upset. I don't care about, somebody on social media saying, calling me names or saying something. That doesn't bother me because I could delete that. And I would never see you again. I don't even, I want to see you now. But I'm talking about somebody that I have to live with and that I have to, that I love. But the main point is forgiveness. We have to forgive America. We can't forgive those. I mean, we can't give forgiveness for something that happened 100, 200 years, 300 years ago. Because this is what I read in the Bible, and all these Bible thumping people, the South have the nerve to call themselves the Bible Belt. But don't it say in the Bible too that when you die, your sins is forgiven? So why are we still blaming these slaveholders and these, uh, it, not forgiving, not blaming them, but why are we still focusing on that? We can't do nothing to them. I wish we could, but every bad deed will not go unpunished, and we have to believe that. You may think just because they live in a long life full of luxury that they're not going to be punished. That they could just continue to do wrong, murder people, maybe indirectly or maybe directly. But they're not going to be unpunished. They can say that Jesus have covered their sins. They can say that all day long. Their sins have been covered by the blood of Jesus. They can say it till they blue in the face. No, buddy. Because I think about it. I'm like, okay, somebody kills my daughter, go to prison, get saved, and it's okay. It's all right now. And I'm gonna be I'm gonna be in heaven with the same person that killed my daughter for no reason. That don't make no sense to me. None at all. And I'm not saying I'm wrong. I ain't saying I'm right. I don't care. But it just don't make no sense to me. That we're gonna be in the same heaven with the same ones that have been oppressing me and my people for 4, 5, 6, 7, 800 years. Don't make no sense to me. But see, them Europeans, they think they're going to a heaven that's just for them. If you look at all their portraits and pictures, you don't see nothing but white faces in their heaven to go along with their white Jesus. Oh, we need to talk more about that. The only way we're going to make it through and live a very prosperous life is to live the truth, live for the future, and unite with like mind like ones that have the same goals and same mind. And we all must become leaders. Because, like I said, we may not see it, but it's coming. My kids may not see it. Their kids may not see it, but it's coming. We all must become leaders. And the choices for great leadership is diminishing every day because who are you going to lead? You have people that are so frantic and so misguided and so brainwashed. It's hard until people say they're going to stop getting high, drinking, smoking, eating unhealthy foods, and and live so our children can have better lives. We are doomed. We're doomed. There is an abundance of leadership roles that is prevalent more than ever now. And we must make a platform on many issues. Because if you look at the YouTube, I've been looking on YouTube for someone that I could follow, someone that I could learn from, someone that uh, have the same like mind, but I can't. I can't find not one. I started listening to this one guy, and the more I listen to it, the more I'm thinking, when he started talking about aliens been here before, I'm like, well, I can't say they have, and I can't say they haven't. So, but I want action, not just talk, because we've been talking a very long time. We need action. Marcus Garvey had action. But see, what happened was by that time, by the 1930s and stuff, black people had really been assimilated and brainwashed. We missed that boat. Because when black people first got freed, we should have been building a boat out of this country then. When they refused to give us, we deserve more than 2 mules and an acre of land. We deserve more than that. But we couldn't even get that. We should have been out of this country. At least the ones that knew the truth before they started decimating Africa. Some got out, some moved to Canada, but like most of us, our parents stayed in Mississippi. And even the ones that moved to New York, they still caught hell. We got to forgive America because a lot of us are stuck here. You know, the ones that have to work 8, 10 hours a day and barely can pay the bills. But since we are stuck here, and some of us, this is our home. Some of us don't want to leave. But we can live in America in a new light. Like I said, we have to become brand new because we are brand new. We are not the same black people back in the 20s or the 1900s or the 1800s. We are brand new. And we have to keep up with the times, but we also have to get back what was stolen from us. But first, what was stolen from us was our natural self. Really. Okay. Yes. And this is something that I wrote, and I'm going to read this, and then if I could put all these writings in a book. Habits are formed in the womb. We're not told that. Our parents, our mothers especially, don't tell us that. You have to know this before you get pregnant. And this is another thing. We have to forgive our parents and forget. Because a lot of our parents, they didn't know. You can't teach somebody you don't know. But you can put them in the right direction. Habits are formed in the womb. Bad habits are formed as the mind begins to be manipulated and causes dysfunction in your life. The family unit is a major contact that is renewed daily. You have to renew this contract daily. You do that with empathy, sympathy, kind words, hugs, kisses, communication. It's a shame some families can't communicate. Just like I had an aunt. Never talked to her before. But after my mother left us, she got my phone number and she was talking to me and stuff. And she would do all the talking. But I quickly realized she really wasn't interested in me as a person. She basically just wanted to talk about what's going on in the family, and she was trying to be an aunt, but not an aunt that I needed 40 years ago. So I haven't talked to her in about a year now. So, I mean, because my communication has to be meaningful. I tried that, oh, how you doing? How's the weather? Kind of thing. But that small talk does not go with me. I'm not.
Would not.
I am definitely the opposite of small talk. And we need unconditional love. I have a daughter that I had to walk on eggshells because if I said the wrong thing, she would clam up and won't talk to me. And it's going on 2 years since I talked to her. I don't know what I said. We are molded into a being that is here for a moment. And we're not told that. You're only going to be here for a moment. Make it last. Make it meaningful. Leave this world a better place, not a worse place. But people don't, that's the farthest thing from their mind. We're only here for a moment. And it's building better for others to inherit and build on for the ones that come after you. Although this world is now selfish and greedy and jealous and perverted, it realistically doesn't fit that pattern. So, yes, this world is more perverted than I've ever. I hope it don't get worse. I hope it don't get worse. I've seen how perverted it was even when my kids was young. And these kids now know more about sex than us elders. When you start hearing about 5-year-olds raping, oh Lord. I don't know what's going on. But the problem is that we are letting the problem fix it. All those we have to be a catalyst for the parent divine purpose for all creation. Whether there's life after death, the wonderful mechanism is in which our wonderful made body prepares for our wonderful adventure to take in this vast, magnificent world, to behold, enjoy, and flourish for all creation. We don't need the Bible to tell us that our life have meaning and that life goes on and that we should be a catalyst for it being better for people, all people. It's time to take back our freedom and our self-worth. I solely believe the meek will inherit the earth. How and when is a mystery. Moreover, evil cannot continue because it has no boundaries and thus will spread into the universe. Which is, they are literally going up in space. They want to go to Jupiter and Mars to mess it up. But what they really want to do is they want to start sending the undesirables to Mars. And see, we have to get into the groove of living for the future because they are already planning our future. We can't let them plan our future. It is not for them to plan. So, we're going to start having rallies, concerts, and we're going to be talking about holistic natural, wholesome, ecological, e- e- ecola, ecological, and we're going to be talking about things that are going to bring us together. May not be in my lifetime, but we are going to start having concerts that are going to be in the name of unity, not concerts to make people feel good. You spend $1,000 to go see somebody sing or a play, and it does nothing for you and your people. Every child needs someone to look up to. Do we have a child? Do that child have somebody to look up to? Besides the parents. If it's not the parents, somebody else. Who is exemplary in wisdom, and strength. Heroic features and real heroes. You know what's really, I don't say anything, but you got pictures of Spider-Man, Superman. I don't see any black faces. Them is the heroes your kids should have pictures on their wall. And some of them have sports pictures, And these people could care less about you. Why is they your heroes? When we have all these black heroes that they could be looking up to. Our children, they have to learn responsibilities. And they do that by having a pet, having chores, getting allowances, learning how to budget their money, and have structure in their lives. And a knowledge of self-history. How many kids know their family history? Zero. No, I'm not going to say zero. None that I know. And my kids don't even want to know. They don't even care who their father's or their mother's mother or their aunts. They don't want to know none of that. They don't care. And it's all by design. They don't want our kids to care about their history. They need self-redemption. That's another thing. We always want to, these religions have you thinking that Jesus is your redemption. No, you have to redeem yourself. We have to learn if you do something wrong, you have to redeem yourself by paying that back or you doing some kind of service or showing that you are really sorry. But we don't do that. We don't teach our kids that. Yeah, I'm so sad. I'm so tired of these religious people always talking about, I'm covered by the blood of Jesus. I'm saved. I'm going to heaven. You is? Really? Okay. Because you put your tithes in every week? Is that why you're going to heaven? Because you go to church every Sunday? Is that why you're going to heaven? That easy, huh? And most of our kids need guidance and they need direction. We're not teaching our kids nothing. We're not taking the time out. Because I remember when I was a practicing Jehovah's Witness, we had to teach our kids how to sit and be quiet for 2 hours. And we took the time out every day to make them sit on a couch. You start out when they're young. for 5 minutes, doing nothing. Quiet, can't move, just sit there. Then you go to 10 minutes. Then you teach them how to sit there for 30 minutes by themselves. You have to teach them everything, not just how to tie their shoes or how to say the ABCs. You have to teach them everything. And you do that not by telling them, but by showing them too. And kids should be able to enjoy nature at least a week, at least once or twice out the week. Go to the woods. Get away from people. Really study nature. Get binoculars. Look at birds. Talk about all of creation. And they have to learn about the government. They have to learn about their state constitution and laws. And learn about different religions and mythology so they can know. Because our kids have to be smarter than us. And they have to learn how to learn trade. How many kids trade things? They used to trade those cards. And we have to encourage them to be self-sufficient. Like, I love to see kids out there with lemon stands and selling water and my grandson, he used to make these bracelets. I'm telling you, people would buy stuff for kids. My grandson would make these bracelets and he would sell them. And people love to see kids learning self-sufficiency. And they have to learn what these things that we need is only a tool. Like money is a tool, not something to be reverent or worshipped. Food is a tool to keep you strength, to keep you strong and vibrant, keep your skin looking good. And they need to learn how to build stuff. My grandchild, this school that they went to, not all year long, never brought nothing home to build. Not one thing. Never had a spelling test. So my daughter did the right thing. She moved to a better school district. That's a shame. It's a shame we can't make the school district we in better. But like I said, it's hard to lead people. It's getting harder and harder to lead people because we have so many brainwashed people in this world. And there's so much propaganda that the truth looks dangerous. And a lot of people I know that don't want to know anything, because knowing brings responsibility. Yes. But most of all, if nobody, what I want to convey right now is forgiveness. We have to forgive America, and we have to forget by way of getting out of that assimilation that America has put on its people. And they only did that is because that's all they knew. but we're going to be brand new through forgiveness and forget, and living for the future, and treating our children better, giving them a hope that we never had. This is this. I want to show you something I'm looking at. It's a book that I'm reading, and we have to care more about our people. Because I know we see Europeans all day long. You wake up, there it is on the TV. You'll go to sleep, they're on the TV. You go downtown, that's where they're at. You know, I've noticed that on Amazon, all their models, not all, but 98% of their models are white. And certain colors look absolute horrible on them. Okay, well, I'm going to get off of here. I've been on here for a whole hour. I enjoyed talking to y'all. I am so, Kira, thank you. I appreciate your kind words. And even the bad words, like somebody, Zeke, I wish you were beautiful. I don't know what that means. It don't matter, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And kind words should be on our lips at all times. You can kill people with kind words too, if you didn't know that. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.